Jarred Ogungbemi-Jackson. In my 5th year, I'm in the Faculty of Arts, and I'm proud to be a Dino.
At point guard, a 5'9", 5th-year art student out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, number 3, Jarred Ogungbemi-Jackson.
So being a Dino in the last 5 years has shaped me in multiple ways, just not on the basketball court, but off the court. I think just going through class and learning, time management in my first couple of years is really tough for me. Also going through injury taught me a lot of patience. So, having those experiences has helped me on and off the court. Even doing a lot of work in the community, and the volunteer work in schools and working with little kids and stuff like that. So I think just being a role model off the court and on the court, and just working my hardest in everything I do, that's something I really value.
And a couple of crossovers by J.O. J makes it pay! Putting on a show. This is your night.
Some of the highlights for me personally over the last 5 years would definitely be my first year with the opportunity to play with such great players, and going to a Can West final and a national semifinal is something that I'll never forget, and I'll cherish that moment just because I learned so much as a young guy, and I was almost naive to the fact that I thought we were going to be there every year, and now we have a chance to get back there, and that would be something extremely special. Another personal moment that was awesome was last weekend actually, in UBC. We haven't won a game there in about 6 years. I hit a buzzer beater to win the game, and I haven't hit a shot like that almost in my whole basketball career, so that was really special, and hopefully there's some more moments like that, towards the end of this season.
1 second, Ogungbemi-Jackson! Oh, he nailed it! And Calgary will escape with the victory!
The lessons that I've learned being a Dino have been integrity and loyalty. Making my decision to come to University of Calgary as an 18-year-old kid was a big decision for me. It was a challenge, and I knew as soon as I made that decision that I wanted to be loyal to the program, and I wanted to ride it out for the whole 5 years, no matter what I do. And showing up on time for workouts, showing up on time for class, for practice, getting my assignments done. That's something I pride myself in, and I can take into the real world, whether that's in a profession or a business or a company, and just using those same values. So just a lot of loyalty and integrity, and being an honest individual and somebody that everybody can trust and knows that I'm going to give my best whenever I'm needed.
Closely by Ori, all over him. He gets by Youssef, draws the foul, and the finish. He will not be denied, and he looks to the crowd saying, "This is my time." All heart.
The advice I'd give to the guys currently playing and in the future guys is just enjoy the moment. The opportunity that we have to be on a team, to travel to different cities, to go to Europe. We went to Germany last year, with a bunch of guys playing basketball. Is an experience that not a lot of people, get to do, and you have to cherish that. But at the same time, you have to understand that it's a privilege, and that's something I learned in my first couple of years, is that it's a privilege. There's a lot of people around the city, there's a lot of people around the country that would love to be, part of a university team. So every practice, every day, treat it, take it seriously, and that's something that I've done this year, is just taking every day step by step. I haven't looked too fast in the future. I've just focused on one day and try to, be better than I was the day before.
Get Breezy out of the game, or you do that. J from downtown, give him 11 points. Ice in the grill, gonna start a barbecue.
My relationship with the coaching staff has grown significantly. I think coming in, I was a little bit shy, and I wasn't as talkative, and coaches may have found me hard to talk to. But over the years, you build a comfort level. I can go to my coach and talk to him not only about basketball, but life. Where I want to be. Do I want to have a family? Things like that. And I feel like once you get to know your coaches on a more of a personal level, the court becomes that much easier, and the relationship grows so much more when you understand that, hey, his interest isn't just about us being basketball players. His interest is about us becoming young men, and that's something that I love about our coaches, and I think has really made me prideful of being a Dino.
Ogungbemi-Jackson will look to attack Dino, finds a cutting for own, reverse, and one, baby! Here's Johnny!
Friends and family is one of the biggest reasons I do it. My mother, my father, my brother, my cousins, they're the ones who put me into basketball at a young age, around 5 actually. And you know, my mom was the one who drove me to every game. My dad used to tape every game. My brother used to play one-on-one with me in the backyard and beat me up. And you know, he pushed me though. You know, he pushed me to be a better player because they all believed in me. And you know, having them here, even if it's for one game a year or 2 games a year, that means the world to me to be able to play in front of my family and friends because, you know, they're a big motivation for me and one of the reasons I love to play the game.
Perfect. Jackson sizes up a 3. They need it, and they get it! Oh, it's getting interesting.
I think the webcast is great just because it obviously gives my parents and, you know, people back home in Winnipeg a chance to actually watch me play opposed to, you know, me being in town and that's the only time they can see me. And it's, you know, it's really spread through the community a little bit. I think there's a lot of programs in Manitoba that, you know, are allowed to, or are starting to watch these games, and you know, it lets them know that, you know, somebody from the city is, you know, doing something positive in another, you know, in another province. So I think that's positive. It's a good thing, and hopefully they continue that for the following years. Pack the Jack is an amazing experience. I wish it was something that could happen every game, but I understand a lot goes into it. Just to have so much support, you know, from colleagues, students, you know, people around the community, older players, younger kids who come to the game, and just to know that you're being a positive role model on the court and to have that energy. You get in the gym and you can hear the crowd and they're roaring and they're yelling. It feeds into you and it gives you fire and it makes you want to play harder. So if you ask anybody close to me, they tell you that I don't get nervous for games, but Pack the Jack, I can feel a little bit of a buzz in my stomach before the game because, you know, it's such an amazing opportunity to play in front of whatever 2,000, 3,000 people cheering for you. So, you know, it's a great experience. The future for me, my goal, you know, since I've been probably 13, 14, is to be a professional basketball player. I've dedicated, you know, a lot of hours, a lot of time. You know, I've talked to a lot of people, talked to, you know, previous people I've played with, coaches, on ways to get better. And, you know, that's the goal for me, is to hopefully get the opportunity to play overseas and, you know, continue playing the game that I love and that I grew up loving as a 5-year-old kid dribbling a ball in my basement. So hopefully that opportunity is there for me, and if it's not, then I'll look into something else.